Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back to Making 2048 with React Native, and we are nearing the end of the series. So before we finish off this series, there are a couple of issues with our game that I would like to address in a couple of videos. So the first issue that I want to address is the fact that we are not starting our game with random tiles, which is what we would want. So we are starting off with this right here. We were just using this to test our game lose condition. But even when we reset our game, it's giving us these 2s. So let's just change this to all zeros. Actually, what we can do is we'll reset these to all zeros. And before I forget, one thing I want to do is within my pop random function, I want to do a this.setState, and I just want to set the board matrix here. And the reason I want to do that is because until now I was just board matrix here. So the reason I want to do that is because until now I was just calling my pop random function from some move function. So I would call it from left move, I would call it from right move, and the move functions themselves had the set state here after the pop random. But now I'm going to call my pop random from other functions as well. So I would want a this.set state within my pop random. So what I do is after I've set it to all zeros, I just call this.pop random twice, and pop random, and this.pop random again. So that should do the trick. Let's see whether we are starting with a random pair of tiles in every game. So when I hit start game, this is giving me these 2 4s. Let me go back to the menu and start the game again, and this time it's giving me this 2 and 4. So this works pretty well. And the second thing we need to do is we need to do the same thing in our reset function. But there's one difference here. I don't want to put my pop randoms here. The reason I don't want to put them here is because the way JavaScript works is it will start executing this statement, and while it is executing the statement, it will move to the next statement. So it will see this pop random here and it will go to that statement and call that function before this statement has completed its execution. So I don't want that. I want to make sure that my board matrix has been set to all zeros and only then my pop random is called, because if the pop random function gets called before the board matrix has been reset, then that could be disastrous. Because for example, if the board is completely filled because the user lost the game, in that case pop random will just go into an infinite loop trying to look for an empty position to pop a tile. So instead of putting it here, what I can do is within my set state function, this was the first argument, which is the object. The second argument that I can give to this .set state is a function. So I give a function right here. So right now it's an empty function. Now what I do is within this function I write my pop randoms. So I have this .pop random and this .pop random again. And let's just remove these 2s here. So what this function means is it's saying I want to set the state to this thing right here, the object that I've given, and only after that has completed, when it finishes execution, then call the function that I've mentioned here. So that's what the function is doing. Let's go back to our game and check whether it's working correctly. So when I hit new game, as you can see, it's giving me a random pair of tiles. When I hit new game again, it's giving me another different pair of tiles, and again it's giving me a different pair. So that's the issue that I wanted to discuss in this video. There's another one which we'll discuss in the next video. And I think that'll be our last video for the series. So I'll see you there. In the meanwhile, don't forget to give the video a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And share the video with your friends so that they can also make this really awesome game. I'll see you next time.